So, guys, I want to talk about AEW, and I really want to mention that, good news and bad news that I watched Collision, but, I work I've been working multiple 14-hour days in a row, and I fell asleep really. So, it frustrates the fuck out of me. But one thing that I liked about Collision is that they announced a bunch of matches for All Out. And I'm very proud of them for doing that because the problem with Collision is that it's always really been a show, in my opinion, where it's just like a 2 hour rampage. You have matches and it doesn't matter that much. But really, Collision should be two things. You should have a limited roster on that. I mean, like a roster that's just for Collision, just for Dynamite, the same way you do that with NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. And then the other thing, too, is that make matches for your pay-per-views. Like, why should I care about Kyle Fletcher, who should be the main eventer of Collision? Why should I care about Kyle Fletcher if he's the main event of Collision and he's not on the pay-per-views? Why should I care about a couple other people who, like maybe Dalton Castle or the Hurt Syndicate or the Outrunners or other people that could benefit from main eventing Collision? Why should I care about these people if you don't have like a platform where they can kind of develop and be nurtured and grow? And then the other thing that I will say is that when AEW doesn't have enough time, like they're in a bit of a rush period because they just had Forbidden Door, which was about 4 weeks, if I'm correctly, about 4 weeks before this pay-per-view. You have to use Collision to build up good matches. And I also like what they're doing is that you start with a big star and then you end with a big star or an up-and-comer. Like they started with Jon Moxley. That's good. They ended the night with Mark Briscoe and Takashita. And also you had MJF make an appearance, really. So MJF is your top star. Mark Briscoe can be a top star one day. Takashita can be a top star one day. And that's a good sandwich. You have a really great, you really have a really great bottom bun and a really great top bun. That's how you do it with Collision. So I really want to say that I give a lot of credit for it. Unfortunately, your boy has to work. Fortunately, your boy has to work. But if they keep making shows like this, I will keep supporting Collision. And I will get into a pattern of starting to watch it a couple of days late, really, because, if they're going to work hard and give a fuck about something, I'm going to be around to support AEW. And if they don't care, then I'm just not going to watch, really. But they are improving, and they just have to keep on improving. Like, as I said, all the WWE should be to them is almost like, two things. That it should challenge them to go bigger and better every single time, but it should also challenge them to steal ideas that are working. And what are they doing? How is WWE restructuring itself? Because remember, they went from the Vince era, where it was Vince controlling everything and putting people in stupid gimmicks, to now they have a different leader on top. Now they develop their talent a lot more. Now they're trying to create a lot of goodwill with people. Now you look at AEW. Now build their next generation like you see in NXT. Make both your shows matter by separate brands, separate titles. Build matches to pay-per-views from each of the shows, really. And ultimately use Collision to prepare people for big spots. Like Kyle Fletcher should main event Collision, and he should always either be in the main event of pay-per-views or open pay-per-views or be in the penultimate. And I would say, within the next, 1 or 2 years, he needs to be the AEW champion. Just tell everybody, hey, if you're with AEW, you can go somewhere. You're not like Ricky Starks in WWE, where he left AEW after feuding with Sting, and then now he's challenging for an NXT championship, and hopefully, my boy, wins it, So, so I hope all is well with that. So, I think AEW did a really great job with Collision this week, but make it matter, keep it consistent, and all that great stuff.